I have a problem with people manipulating people and making terrible, 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 terrible content.
Criticism is a big part of YouTube. It feels like 50% of content creators make crap content and the other 50% just makes videos talking about why it's crap content. And some might see that as a problem. Considering that I'm part of the community that does this, I think it's fairly obvious that I don't have a problem with these kinds of videos, if it's done right. One thing is giving criticism, another is receiving it. Considering that anyone can pick up a camera and make a YouTube video, this website is gonna have some, what do you call it? Responding to criticism and criticizing can be a tricky thing, so I'm bringing you criticism on YouTube or something like that. I haven't settled on a title yet. Criticism is an important part of any media. It's what you learn from and what helps you improve. Constructive criticism, that is. Believe it or not, quite a lot of arguments on YouTube is more along the lines of kill yourself and dumb meaningless shit like that than actual useful information. If it's done right, it can be done in unique ways and it can provoke conversation. If it's done wrong, it can make you look like a complete fucking moron.
You gotta go, but I can tell that you a little gay.
I'm gay, I'm gay, I'm gay, I'm gay.
As you might know, Bobby Burns uploaded a video about a month ago criticizing Shane Dawson, where he addressed a couple of things that he had problems with in Shane's conspiracy theory. What? God, people really can't handle when someone criticizes a person they look up to, huh? Okay, the video is decently well structured, but the interesting part is how Shane Dawson responded. By flying him to LA, inviting him into his house and making multiple videos with him. Which was indeed a different way to respond, right? Well, in case you don't want to pay an expensive plane ticket and confront a person who may not be the biggest fan of you, then you can make a response video, which, if you are looking for some examples of what not to do, just go watch some content deputy videos. It was quite interesting to see the Shane Dawson and Bobby Burns collaboration videos, because it shows that no matter who the fuck you are, it's just banter, mate. In the words of Jack Douglas, we are all just assholes talking to a camera. And I think sometimes people forget that. No matter what, at the end of the day, we're all just people with a piece of media that allows us to say and do whatever we want to. Whether or not that includes being an asshole to people is up to you. Something else the videos show is a connection between different genres of content on YouTube. Bobby Burns is a commentary channel, if you go for the definition, while Shane is this vlogging talk show kind of thing. Two pretty contrasting types of content. It is often very easy to disregard criticism and counter-argue it with some epic quote that you saw on Tumblr. What a dumb fucking quote. Of course, there is, just like there's with anything else, both positive and negative things about criticism, all of which are pretty obvious. If someone criticizes you, it means that they are invested. It means that they care if your content gets better and they care what mark you leave on the community. They are often trying to help you improve. Yet this is of course not always the case. Especially on YouTube, people are often not trying to help you improve. They are just sharing their opinion, but actually giving the person something to do to get better would make you seem like less of an asshole. YouTube being the platform that it is, criticism has almost evolved into a genre of its own, and has run certain words and phrases like exposed and rant completely into the ground. You could almost say that the word rant has hit a new low. There's various ways to criticize and take criticism. It can be a pretty tricky thing, and chances are you read the title. So here is how to criticize others on YouTube in a funny, distorted way or something. Haha. Make it useful. Make sure the character knows that you are criticizing their actions and offer actual criticism. Don't just talk about how cringe they are as your bank account gets filled to the brim. You need to come up with actual criticism, something they can use to evolve and become better in various ways. Make sure you're not going on and on about the same point over and over again, like a lot of channels seem to do. Of course, you don't have to explain how you want the person to change, but you need to show what you want them to change. Opportunities for interaction. Ask questions aimed at uncovering any potential. Giving a person something to respond to, make it seem like more of a discussion than a character study. And also letting the audience come with their opinions. Asking questions can improve the chances of the person of interest responding. So try to phrase your critiques as questions. Sandwich critique. I don't mean the regular kind of sandwich critique. I know anyone who knows what that is would probably get pretty mad at me, considering that it's such a shitty way of criticism. The original sandwich critique means following up arguments or points against the person being criticized with a compliment, but it doesn't have to be so terrible. With a little tweaking, this could work. Go through everything where you can give credit before you start criticizing the person's actions. For this example, let's use Ralph the Movie Maker, who recently released a review of Wonder Woman. He starts off listing what the movie does right and then leads over to criticizing it afterwards.
The things I liked. There's some things I like about this movie. A whole minute's worth of good stuff to talk about. And then I watched the movie and it sucked.
Keep it simple. Clearly identify what the behavior is problematic, as well as what your expectations are for correcting that behavior. Offer constructive criticism and tell the individual what they can do to improve. There's no point in making things complicated. State your critique in the simplest way possible, so that whatever you say won't be misunderstood or taken in a way it wasn't supposed to be. Actions does not equal personality. Separate the individual from their actions. This may not work every time, considering on some critique videos on YouTube go in depth on the character they are reviewing, such as JARBS, who spends months fighting criticism to be used not only on the person he is reviewing's actions, but also his personality, or lack thereof. And at the other side, there's this video by Jackson, where he talks about FouseyTube comparing himself to various historical figures. Instead of going in depth on why he could be a shitty person, he just says his issues with the action he disagrees with. He even says in the video that he has no hard feelings towards Fousey as a person, but just found it disrespectful that he compared himself to Tupac.
And look, Fousey, I know you're not a bad guy. Alright, we worked on a couple of projects together. We were on a Quest Bar thing together, that was fun. We were on a Bart Baker music video shoot. That was fun. Alright? I know you're not a bad guy. You're a cool guy. And this is not an attack on you or your character. I just really hate the way you come off in these tweets.
Figure out if you are criticizing what a person is doing wrong or criticizing a person in depth to the point of it being more of a character study. Don't make it personal. Unless the person has done something disrespectful to you or someone near you, there's no point in making it personal. There's just no point in getting mad about something that really doesn't matter. It's pretty self-explanatory, isn't it? And last but not least, it's for improvement. Remember why you are even giving criticism. It's to help someone improve. If you really want to help someone or see issues that need to be corrected, make sure your feedback carries that message. On YouTube, these videos critiquing a certain topic are often not made to give feedback to the creator, but rather for entertainment purposes. And if that's the case, then fine. It doesn't always need to have the purpose of helping someone to get better. Again, movie reviews are almost never made so the creator of the film can improve for the sequel. It's for entertainment. It's so the audience can see the YouTube personality's opinion on the topic. But if you are criticizing a person's content, like the majority of these videos are, then don't forget to leave info that may be useful to the creator. Now we have talked about how to criticize, but what if you are the one being critiqued and not the other way around? Here's a couple of tips on how to respond to arguments on the internet or whatever. Acknowledge the person's arguments towards you, and if you agree with some of them, make sure to point it out. It shows that you know you can be criticized, and it shows that you know the criticism and that you will try to improve. Admit. Try admitting to your faults and mistakes, and make sure to improve what you did wrong the next time. Hear the person out. If the review is constructive and well done, then it's always possible to leave with information that can help you improve in the future. And last but not least, don't be an asshole about it. Criticism quite often leaves someone feeling down, but remember that it's just criticism. It's just an opinion. Keep it civil. Like it or not, criticism is a very important part of the world. In case anyone made it this far into the video, any sort of feedback would be appreciated, except for criticism, of course. I don't want that kind of negativity on my channel. Anyways, hopefully I'll start uploading more, but until then, I don't know, do whatever you want.